Hello, amazing mama, and welcome to episode 5 of the Abundant Mother podcast. As always, it is so amazing to have you here today. All right, today what we're diving into is all about motherhood and business. That is right, motherhood and business, and we are going to rewrite society. I am going to show you how these two things are integrated and intertwined and woven together. I know myself have been told many times since I become a mother that I have to pick one lane and stay in it. And for a mere moment, I thought to myself, maybe that's right. Maybe I just need to pick motherhood or business. But now I could sit with you and tell you from my empowered and confident and self-loving self that that is absolutely false. You do not need to pick one lane. All you need to do is integrate the two. It sounds hard, but in fact, it is super easy. And I'm going to show you how. 5 tangible things that I have done to allow me to arrive at this moment now. In this moment, I laugh at all the conversations I've had over the last 4+ years, from leaving my corporate job to starting my business, about different conversations that I've had with mostly men, I will say, that have told me that I want to be at the house with my children more, or this is the goal that I have for myself and my family. Now, this is not an episode about dissing men. Far from it. I love men. I love my husband. I love my brothers. I love my uncles. I love my dads and all the stepdads I had in my life, which is a story for another podcast. I truly say that genuinely and authentically. But we are living in a world where there is something called the unhealed masculine. And masculine, when it's healed and when it's in balance, is such a beautiful energy. And I didn't plan to this, but we're going to have a little bit of like an energetics deep dive in a study right now. So there is feminine and masculine energy. And if you are a female, that you inside of you have both of these energies. You have masculine and feminine energy. And the same thing as a male. If you are a male, you have feminine and masculine energy within inside of you. And these energies dance together when they are in balance and in harmony. They intertwine with one another. And I will give you this analogy. The feminine embodiment, the feminine energy wants to be playful, pleasureful, and free and flowing and dancing. And the masculine would like to have a structure, consistency, right? So the feminine energy of play is beautiful, but think about dancing all over the place, right? And there's no place that confines you or grounds you. Wow, that could feel tiring. Wow, that could feel chaotic, right? And then think about the masculine energy of structure, this box. Ooh, that could feel tight. Oh, there's not much play there. It's rigid. But when the two of them come together, there is a harmony and there is an intertwining that happens of this embodiment of feminine inside this masculine container. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see, but if you're hearing this and as you're driving, imagine like some beautiful dots or aura colors or something inside of this box in this container. Right? So the feminine is able to flow and dance and be free, but it's not all over the place. It's not all out. It's here in this space. So it's being held and hugged by this masculine structure that then has a purpose. So it's a little bit of a deep dive about, the energetics of things. And so that is the same lens to look at as motherhood and business. And how we are changing this matrix that was designed to just kind of crank out work. Here we go. Every day, show up with the same thing. Jump on that treadmill. Produce. Push. That's not the feminine way. The feminine way is literally to lean into your cycle and lean into what's being reflected to us in nature, where all year long, it's not the same temperature, the same weather pattern, the same thing. In fact, there's 4 distinct seasons of spring, summer, winter, and fall. And this is just a little bit of a plug. Inside the Abundant Moms course, you will learn so much more about cyclical living and so much more about tapping into your feminine body and the feminine way and how you can show up in the world and change the matrix. So just make a mental note that we have an entire module all about cyclical living inside Abundant Moms course. So with that being said, there's a way that the woman shows up and appears and works. And then there's a way that the embodied mother shows up and appears and works. And that's totally different than a man. And that's totally different than a woman that doesn't have children. Let's be real, right? You can't work or act or show up the same way as a mother that you did before you had kids. So with that said, we're going to go through some of these 5 things for you to lean into now that you're a mother and you have this business. And I learned them, I walked them, I lived them, and that's why I have arrived at the place to now teach them. So the first thing is letting go of perfectionism. Oof, I am a Virgo. And I can get into this sense and this tendency that I would like everything to be a certain way. And I'm going to take you on a little bit of a story. After I left my corporate role, I was 100% in the mindset that I was going to be the CEO and run and operate my own business. And I had, if you don't know my story, a little bit of a brief recap is that I used to be a general manager for a shopping center. So I had a very physical job. I had to do marketing and sales and all of these things to bring someone to a physical destination and a location. So that was almost in my DNA that I felt like I needed to have that in order to have a real business. So go with me on this. I left my corporate job and I knew I was a life coach, I was a business coach, I was a healer, I was all these things. But I thought that the first thing that validated me as having a business was to get a physical office in a physical space. And so my great friend owns and manages a yoga studio right outside of New York City. It is premier. It is a beautiful facility, a beautiful grounds. And I walked into this converted barn and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my office. And I spent so much time aesthetically curating this space. I was very meticulous about the fibers that were in there, the colors that were on the wall. I knew I needed to bring in all of my gold elements and all of the artifacts that made the space me. And at the end of a very long process, the office was gorgeous. I mean, I am telling you that people would walk into my office and say, oh my gosh, this is on my vision board for what I want my dream office to look like. I would get inquiries of people that wanted to do photo shoots and podcasting from my space alone. But that's not what I wanted to run my business on. I didn't want to rent out my office space. I didn't need nor want people to come up to me and say, oh my gosh, this is an amazing office. What I needed and wanted was people to say, oh my gosh, your sessions are amazing. These retreats that you host are inspiring, right? But I got so fixated on the perfectionism of the office that I didn't allow my true business module, my true business mission to be formed. That was something I had put on the back burner. LOL. That is not something to be put on the back burner. So I'm telling you now, as a mom in business, what are you putting a lot of energy and intention into that is not necessary? Okay? Look and kind of itemize in your mind where you're putting your energy towards. And is it really going to help A, the bottom line, but B, get your mission out? Like in my case, I was not in a business to rent out my office space for photo shoots. That's a great business model. That's just wasn't what I was set out to do in the world. I was set out to spread love and light, inspire people, help them heal, teach abundance, do all of these amazing things. And I got lost and derailed because I felt like, oh my gosh, in order to solidify my business, I need this physical space because that is what I had come from. There's no harm or shame in any of my points I would do the same thing over again because I learned a lot of lessons. But I would reach back to that self a few years back and say, you don't need the office. Don't do the office yet. Work on the business mission and the model. and get down to the why of what it is that you're doing and look at where you're spending your energy, your time, and your money. Is it going back down to that mission, to that value, to that bottom line? So the same thing is said for you, whether it's an office suite or whether it's your website. Are you meticulously trying to get every color and every word on that website to be perfect? Instead of getting back down to your mission, how can you, A, help clients and people now, and B, make money from that? Honestly, a website is not the first thing that's needed. So do this internal study of where are you letting perfectionism and the ideal of starting a business or further your business getting you a little bit tripped up. Let go of the perfectionism. And I know this because I lived this. The second thing is to move your body, okay? As moms, we find a really limited amount of time in our day. And so we're like, oh gosh, okay, I guess, again, I'll put myself to the back burner and I won't attend to my body. I have to just jump into this work. I need to get these things done. The kids are getting off the bus. I have to go pick them up. They have to a doctor's appointment. There's an endless list of things for us to do always. But I will promise you that moving your body is going to be the most impactful thing that you do for your business. And why is that? Because moments of inspiration and moments of spark do not come through when you're just sitting at your desk and at your computer like, oh my God, I got to write this out. I got to bang this out. That is not when you get the downloads or the internal guidance to say, oh, this is what I need to work on next. Those times are going to be when you are moving your body. And I'm not saying moving your body with the air of vanity, which there is nothing wrong with being vain and loving and caring about the way that you look. But if you're in this postpartum time, or no matter where you are in motherhood, maybe you're feeling your best self, maybe you're not feeling your best self in your body. Moving your body is not with this intention of looking a certain way. It's rather with this intention of caring for your body and all she has done for you, all she does for you every single day. Think about your feet holding you up, okay? We're giving her a moment of gratitude. So whether your workout looks like it's 5 minutes long, whether it looks like it's an hour long, whether you're vigorously moving and sweating, or whether it's like a quick blip outside to breathe, go and do it. You have the permission, because that is when the intuitive spark, that is when the ideas will come. Take out your notes section, write those ideas out for the podcast that you want to start, write those ideas out for the sessions that you want to lead. That is when that will happen. So I lived it. I was like, oh, I don't have that much time in the day. I got to drop my kids off and I got to crank out work. But as of lately, I've really been putting on a huge platform movement of my body for the sake of moving my body purely. Whether that's me going to the gym and going to the sauna afterwards, whether that's me putting my child in the wagon and walking outside and just breathing air. No matter what, every single day I'm moving in some sort of way. And it's allowed me to open up to the inspiration. So just try it and be mindful of it. When I'm listening to this song, actually ping, here comes an idea. And kind of do your own internal study on where you feel most inspiration. The other and third thing that I want to share with you about motherhood and business is don't ask people for their opinions. Do not ask people for their opinions, okay? I get it, especially in the journey of entrepreneurship, if that's where you are right now. You are the CEO, the admin, the social media manager, the finance director, the creator. You are all the things. And it can be lonely and isolating. And, I know myself, I went from a team of people that I was leading, bringing all these minds and brains together and kind of soundboarding off of each other to me, myself, and I. And at first I was like, whoa, this is a deafening silence. And I was asking everybody what their opinion was. I was asking my dad. I was asking my husband. At the end of every night, I would literally have him read things that I had written and be like, okay, what do you think? Or what do you think about this pricing? And what do you think about this? No, If I were to go back and tell my younger self this, I would say, Alexa, love those people. They're not going to understand. Nobody has the vision that you do for your business, for your passion, for yourself more than you do. And while it may seem comforting to ask other people, it's really your seeking of approval. And the only approval that you need is the approval of yourself. Nobody's going to have this magic code of what your pricing should be, what you should say on your website, what your mission statement should be. Nobody is going to have it. I'm going to save you $1,000 and time and money and energy by telling you that right now, okay? You know these things, but you haven't allowed yourself to really tap into that wisdom. So stop asking everyone their opinion and ask yourself your own opinion and get down to the core of the why. Why am I doing this, right? Why am I helping this client? Why is this my mission? And then play with it. Let in some inspiration. Maybe this would be my money structure. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to launch this and see what happens. I can always change and change and change again. Okay? And that leads me to my next point. Whatever you put out into the world is not concrete. Okay? Think about how many times, I don't even want to plug this company, but there's a soda company that's very well known. You might even be walking by a vending machine or a soda machine that has it right now, okay? They have changed their logo 40 times since the 80s to now, okay? You can change at any time. What you put out into the world does not have to be what's out there 5 days from now, 50 days from now, 5 years from now. You can change your logo, you can change your mission, you can change how you are showing up at any point that you choose, okay? Any point that you choose. So change is the only constant of life. Things are constantly changing. The seasons are always changing. Your body is always changing. Your cycle is always changing. Why can't your business be forever changing? Like it's going down this river, right? Not the same place where it started at the beginning, all the way down the embankment. It's going to flow and move and be in different places. So change, and get comfortable with change. A lot of people are not comfortable with change, but you are comfortable with change. You can lean into it, and you can know that there's a peace within the change. You don't have to be the same person that you are, and in fact, you aren't. Think back to your younger self. Think back to the self you were before you had kids. Yes, there's aspects of the woman that you might recognize. Yes, there's aspects of that woman that you might even want to pull forth and bring into today, but you are certainly not that same woman that you were then, that you are now. And that's okay. That's growth and that's expansion and it's all these great things. So allow your business to do that too. Allow your business to expand and grow and change form whenever you want to, based on desire, okay? And the last point that I'm going to bring to you is have it feel good. Have it feel good. Nothing is worth doing if it doesn't feel good. Now, don't mistake me. There will be moments where it doesn't feel so good. Those are the stretching moments. Those are the growing pains. Don't shy away from that. But at the end is the concept, what you're anchoring down in, your mission. Does that feel good to you? Maybe those small little things that we do in our day or certain things that we have to do on an admin perspective, we're like, that does not feel good. That's okay. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the idea, the concept. Have it feel good. Does it feel good for you to think, wow, I'm going to own and run this business and also be a present mom? Boom, boom, boom. Feels good. Opens up my heart. Yes, yes, yes to all the things. Does it feel good to say, yep, I'm going to pick up my kids when I want to and show up to those field trips and go on those vacations? Yep. That feels good. As long as the core of it feels good and pleasurable and passionate, then you know that you are on the right track. If at any point in time that changes and you're like, nope, I'd rather have a steady paycheck. I'd rather have this strict or structured container that working in the office in a corporate setting once had for me. I don't want the pressure of coming up with courses and content and, selling myself. If those things start to feel inside of your body, ooh, doesn't feel good, doesn't feel good, doesn't feel good. And I'm not just talking about one day. We're all going to have challenging days. But time and time again, if you keep telling yourself, this really doesn't feel good anymore, and then a week down the line, no, it still doesn't really feel good, not a fit anymore. Follow your heart. It must feel good. It must feel like, boop, the light switch is turned on, okay? So have it feel good for you and for your family, and getting down to the core basis of the why. So motherhood and business, they are destined. Yes, I am saying it. They are destined to be intertwined, okay? It's just that we need to change the paradigm. We need to change the story that our matrix is obsessed with, of the production and the repeat and the treadmill. And you are going to do that. You are going to do that because you would not be listening to this podcast. You would not be getting this far in this episode if this isn't something that turns you on. But what you need to do is let go of the perfectionism. What you need to do is look at where you're spending your energy and expelling your time and your money. Is that the best place for you, your mission, and your business, your family? What you need to do is move your body, change up the script, go outside, hit the treadmill for a few minutes, pop on the music, get your mind and your body out of this working mode and see what inspiration comes through. What you need to do is stop asking other people for their opinion, their approval. What it is you seeking your own approval. And other people are not going to understand the vision like you are going to understand it. And the last and final thing that you need to do is play. That is the embodiment of being feminine. That's the embodiment of being a mother. Think about our children and the wisdom that they have. They always want to play. They want to laugh. My daughter will look at me and just say, "Laugh, mama, laugh." And I will. You just start to laugh until you really are actually start laughing. So have that same energy, that childlike buzz and wonder and curiosity into your business. You want to play. You want to be passionate about it. It wants to feel good. Okay? Because that's what the message is that's going to ripple out to the clients that you want, to the product that you created, all of that, it's going to be felt. So these are just 5 ways that motherhood and business can be intertwined. And if you would like to take this journey with me, if you feel like, yes, I am so fired up about this, you are meant to join me in Birth Your Business. You are meant to join me in Birth Your Business, where you will get really clear on your why. You will find your purpose. You will get comfortable shining the light on you, literally and figuratively. And you will also learn how to integrate your children into your business. Birth Your Business is open now. I cannot wait to see you on the inside. You will have the chance to be a part of masterminds where you will talk to me, connect with me. I will review your business plan. I will look at things that you have percolating in your mind and in your heart, and we will make it so that by the end of your time in this container, your business will be through that birth canal and out into the world. This, I promise you. I cannot wait to see you there.